The discovery sent shockwaves through the paleontological community when researchers unearthed the first complete skeleton in the Badlands of Montana. At 98 feet in length, this titanosaur would rewrite our understanding of how large terrestrial animals could grow. The massive bones preserved in ancient riverbed sediments told a story of life on an entirely different scale than anything alive today. But size was just the beginning of what made this creature extraordinary. The questions that emerged from this find would challenge everything scientists thought they knew about dinosaur physiology, behavior, and evolution. As paleontologists carefully exposed more of the skeleton, layer by painstaking layer, the remains revealed unprecedented details about these mysterious giants. The bone structure showed signs of pneumatization, air-filled cavities that made even the largest bones surprisingly lightweight for their size. This feature, combined with unusual muscle attachment points never before seen in titanosaurs, suggested these creatures may have been more agile than previously thought possible for their massive size. But how could an animal weighing over 70 tons move with any degree of grace? The answer lay in the unique combination of architectural brilliance in their skeletal structure and highly efficient respiratory system. The fossilized vertebrae contained evidence of an avian-style air sac system, far more elaborate than any other known sauropod. This sophisticated breathing apparatus would have provided these giants with the enormous amounts of oxygen needed to power their massive bodies, while simultaneously helping to reduce their overall density. Computer modeling based on the skeletal structure suggested these creatures could have moved at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour in short bursts, a stunning revelation that challenged the image of titanosaurs as slow, plodding behemoths. But perhaps most intriguing were the signs of social behavior preserved in the fossil record. The Montana site contained not just one individual, but the remains of at least 6 massive titanosaurs, all preserved together in what appeared to be a catastrophic flood event. The positioning of the skeletons and the age distribution of the individuals pointed to something remarkable. These weren't just animals that died in the same place by chance. The evidence suggested they were moving as a coordinated group, possibly even a family unit when disaster struck. This discovery raised profound questions about titanosaur intelligence and social complexity. How sophisticated was their communication? Did they care for their young as modern elephants do? What level of social learning and cultural transmission might have existed in these incredible creatures? The implications extended far beyond just understanding these particular dinosaurs. If creatures of this size could move quickly and live in complex social groups, what other assumptions about prehistoric life might need to be reconsidered? The find forced paleontologists to confront their own preconceptions about the limitations of size and the relationship between body mass and behavioral complexity. As new techniques for studying these fossils emerged, from advanced CT scanning to molecular paleontology, each layer of investigation revealed new surprises and raised new questions about life in the late Cretaceous period. These titanosaurs appeared to have been at the absolute theoretical limit of how large a land animal could grow while still remaining functional. Yet somehow they not only survived but thrived, dominating their ecosystems for millions of years. Understanding how they achieved this could provide crucial insights into the fundamental principles governing life on Earth. What were the evolutionary pressures that drove them to such extreme sizes? How did they solve the numerous physiological challenges that came with being so massive? And perhaps most tantalizingly, what can these ancient giants teach us about the ultimate constraints on life itself? The profound adaptations that allowed titanosaurs to reach such extraordinary sizes represented a masterclass in natural engineering. Their unique cardiovascular system, revealed through detailed analysis of fossilized blood vessel channels, showed evidence of sophisticated pressure regulation mechanisms that solved one of the biggest challenges of extreme size: how to pump blood efficiently through a 98-foot body against the force of gravity. The heart of these creatures must have been a remarkable organ, estimated to weigh nearly 2,000 pounds, and capable of generating enough pressure to circulate blood up their 20-foot-long necks to their relatively small brains. These cardiovascular adaptations worked in concert with their unique respiratory system, which represented one of the most efficient breathing apparatuses ever evolved by a terrestrial vertebrate. The air sac system extended not just into their bones but created an intricate network throughout their entire body cavity, allowing for continuous oxygen extraction even during the enormous exertion of moving their massive frames. This system was so effective that it helped solve another major challenge of gigantism: heat regulation. The extensive network of air sacs, combined with specialized blood vessels near the skin surface, created a biological radiator system that kept these massive animals from overheating, despite their enormous metabolic requirements. The microscopic structure of their bones told an equally fascinating story of evolutionary innovation. Using advanced synchrotron imaging, scientists discovered that titanosaur bones had a unique hierarchical structure that made them simultaneously lightweight and incredibly strong. The bones were riddled with microscopic struts and crossbeams, arranged in patterns that modern engineers would recognize from advanced materials science. Nature had evolved solutions to structural engineering problems that humans would not discover until the 20th century. This architectural marvel allowed their massive legs to support weights that would crush conventional bone structures, while remaining light enough for efficient movement. Their digestive system represented another remarkable adaptation to extreme size. Analysis of coprolites, fossilized dung, revealed evidence of highly efficient gut bacteria that could break down tough plant material more effectively than any modern herbivore. The retention time of food in their enormous digestive tract would have been measured in weeks, allowing for maximum nutrient extraction from every mouthful of vegetation. But this raised intriguing questions about their metabolic requirements. How many calories did a 70-ton titanosaur need to consume each day? The calculations suggested numbers that staggered the imagination. Upwards of 1,000 pounds of plant material daily just to maintain basic bodily functions. The question of how these animals grew to such sizes led to another fascinating discovery in their bone structure. Growth rings similar to those found in trees, but with a crucial difference. The spacing and chemistry of these rings indicated that young titanosaurs experienced growth rates far exceeding those of any other known vertebrate. Ancient or modern, they may have gained up to 3,000 pounds per year during their peak growth phase, a rate of tissue production that pushed the boundaries of what biologists thought possible. This rapid growth would have required tremendous amounts of energy and precise hormonal regulation, suggesting their endocrine system must have been as specialized as the rest of their biology. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of titanosaur biology was how all these various adaptations worked together in perfect synchronization. The integration of their various biological systems represented a level of evolutionary refinement that challenged our understanding of how complex organisms could become. How did such perfectly coordinated systems evolve? What were the intermediate stages in developing these adaptations? And what does this tell us about the potential for complex life forms on other worlds? The study of titanosaur biology continues to push the boundaries of our understanding of what's possible in the realm of living systems, while simultaneously highlighting how much we still have to learn about the extraordinary creatures that once walked our planet. The world that titanosaurs inhabited was radically different from our own, yet understanding their environment is crucial to comprehending how such massive creatures could exist. The late Cretaceous period represented a greenhouse Earth, with global temperatures averaging at least 8 degrees Celsius warmer than today. This warmer climate supported an explosion of plant life, particularly the emergence of flowering plants that would have provided the enormous quantities of vegetation needed to sustain herds of giant herbivores. The atmospheric oxygen content was also higher, estimated at around 35% compared to today's 21%, creating conditions that could support the high metabolic demands of such massive creatures. The geological record reveals a landscape dominated by vast floodplains and extensive river systems, creating a mosaic of habitats that these giants navigated. Sedimentary analysis of the Montana bone beds shows evidence of seasonal flooding, patterns that would have dramatically influenced titanosaur behavior and migration routes. The preservation of multiple trackway sites across different geological formations has allowed paleontologists to reconstruct their movement patterns, revealing surprising insights about their ranging behavior. These enormous animals apparently covered much larger territories than previously thought, with evidence suggesting seasonal migrations spanning hundreds of miles, a finding that raises fascinating questions about their navigational abilities and spatial memory. The relationship between titanosaurs and their plant environment represented a complex ecological dance. Their massive size and corresponding appetite would have had profound effects on vegetation patterns, effectively engineering their ecosystem through selective browsing and physical impact on the landscape. Analysis of preserved plant fossils from their environment shows evidence of evolutionary adaptations in certain plant species: tougher leaves, higher growth patterns, and more efficient regeneration capabilities that appear to be direct responses to titanosaur feeding pressure. This suggests these giants were not just participants in their ecosystem, but were dominant forces shaping its evolution. Their impact extended beyond just the plant life. The presence of such enormous herbivores would have affected everything from soil composition to nutrient cycling. Their droppings alone would have represented a significant factor in ecosystem dynamics, with each adult titanosaur potentially producing several tons of dung per day. This massive output of organic material would have supported complex communities of decomposers and created nutrient-rich soil patches that influenced plant distribution patterns. The movement of such large animals through the landscape would have created pathways that other species utilized, much like modern elephants do in African ecosystems, but on an even grander scale. Predator-prey dynamics in this ecosystem present another fascinating area of study. While adult titanosaurs were likely too large to face significant predation pressure, younger individuals would have been vulnerable to the large theropod dinosaurs of the period. This raises intriguing questions about defensive strategies and group behavior. Did titanosaurs protect their young through collective defense, as modern elephants do? Evidence from trackways and bone beds suggests they may have adopted complex social strategies to minimize predation risk, including possible herding behaviors where younger individuals were surrounded by adults. The extinction of these remarkable creatures raises profound questions about ecosystem stability and the vulnerability of even the most dominant species to environmental change. What role did their extreme specialization play in their ultimate fate? How did their disappearance affect the ecosystems they helped shape? What can their story tell us about the resilience of modern ecosystems facing rapid environmental change? The answers to these questions might lie in the further study of the remarkably preserved fossils and trace evidence they left behind, continuing to yield new insights into these extraordinary inhabitants of Earth's distant past. The study of titanosaur behavior has undergone a revolutionary transformation as new technologies and analytical approaches reveal increasingly sophisticated patterns of social interaction and cognitive capability. The discovery of extensive trackway sites across multiple continents has provided unprecedented insights into their movement patterns, social structure, and daily activities. These fossilized footprints, when analyzed using advanced photogrammetry and three-dimensional modeling, tell stories of complex social interactions that would have been impossible to deduce from skeletal remains alone. The tracks reveal evidence of coordinated group movements, with multiple individuals maintaining consistent spacing and direction over considerable distances, suggesting levels of social coordination previously thought impossible for reptilian brains. The preservation of multiple generations of footprints at single sites has been particularly revealing. These trackways show clear evidence of age-segregated grouping, with smaller footprints consistently appearing in protected positions surrounded by larger tracks. This pattern, observed across multiple sites and time periods, suggests a sophisticated social structure with well-defined roles and behaviors. The spacing and orientation of tracks indicate that younger individuals were actively protected by adults, with larger individuals positioning themselves between potential threats and the more vulnerable members of the group. This level of social organization implies cognitive capabilities far beyond what paleontologists originally attributed to these creatures. Nesting site discoveries have provided another window into titanosaur social behavior. The arrangement of nests at these sites suggests communal breeding practices, with hundreds of nests arranged in patterns that indicate coordinated nesting behavior. The spacing between nests shows remarkable consistency, suggesting social rules governing breeding site selection and territory. Evidence of repeated use of the same nesting grounds over multiple generations indicates cultural transmission of Information about suitable breeding locations. A level of social learning previously unexpected in dinosaurs. The presence of different-sized eggs within single clutches raises intriguing questions about reproductive strategies and parental investment. The construction of the nests themselves reveals surprising sophistication. Analysis of the sedimentary structures shows careful selection of materials and construction techniques that would have provided optimal incubation conditions. The arrangement of eggs within the nests suggests that the adults were capable of judging and maintaining proper temperature and humidity levels through careful manipulation of nesting materials. This level of parental care would have required significant cognitive capabilities and behavioral flexibility. The discovery of organic compounds preserved within the nesting sites has even provided evidence of specific plant materials being selected for their antimicrobial properties, suggesting a level of medicinal knowledge passed down through generations. Their feeding behavior appears to have been equally sophisticated. Analysis of wear patterns on fossilized teeth and preserved plant remains indicates selective feeding strategies that would have required significant learning and memory capabilities. The ability to distinguish between nutritious and potentially toxic plants, remember seasonal availability of different food sources, and navigate between feeding grounds would have demanded considerable cognitive resources. Evidence suggests they may have maintained and defended specific feeding territories, with different groups developing specialized knowledge of local plant resources. The social complexity extends to their communication systems. The unique head crests found in some species, long thought to be primarily for display, show evidence of complex internal chambers that could have been used for sound production. Advanced acoustic modeling of these structures suggests they were capable of producing low-frequency sounds that could have traveled for miles through the ground, similar to the infrasonic communication used by modern elephants. This would have allowed titanosaur groups to coordinate movements and maintain social bonds over considerable distances. The variation in crest structure between species and age groups suggests these communication systems may have been quite sophisticated, with different frequencies used for different types of social signals. Their response to predation threats reveals another layer of behavioral complexity. Track sites showing interactions between titanosaurs and large theropod predators indicate coordinated defensive behaviors, with adults forming protective circles around younger individuals. The positioning of individuals in these formations suggests predetermined roles and responses to threat, implying some form of social hierarchy and leadership. Evidence of healed injuries in fossil specimens suggests they were capable of providing care and protection to injured group members, another indication of advanced social behavior. The question of their cognitive capabilities continues to generate debate in the paleontological community. How did their neural architecture support such complex social behaviors? What level of emotional sophistication might they have possessed? The size of their brain cavity relative to body mass suggests a higher degree of neural organization than previously thought, with specialized regions that might have been dedicated to social cognition and spatial memory. The discovery of unusually large optic lobes in well-preserved brain cases indicates they possessed keen visual acuity, likely necessary for complex social interactions and navigation. The implications of these findings extend far beyond just understanding titanosaur behavior. They force us to reconsider our assumptions about the cognitive capabilities of extinct species and the evolution of complex social behavior. What other sophisticated behaviors might have existed in the dinosaur world that we have yet to discover? How did such complex social systems evolve, and what can they tell us about the development of social behavior in other species? As new technologies continue to emerge and our understanding deepens, the story of titanosaur behavior becomes increasingly fascinating, revealing these creatures as not just physical giants, but social and cognitive giants as well. The extinction of titanosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous period marked not just the loss of remarkable species, but the end of an extraordinary evolutionary experiment in extreme size and social complexity. Yet their legacy continues to influence our understanding of biological possibilities and evolutionary processes. Modern research into titanosaur biology has profound implications across multiple scientific disciplines, from engineering to climate science, offering insights that could help address contemporary challenges. The study of their unique adaptations has inspired innovations in materials science, with their bone structure providing models for new lightweight yet strong building materials that could revolutionize construction techniques. The cardiovascular solutions evolved by titanosaurs have captured the attention of medical researchers studying blood pressure regulation and circulation in tall humans. Their unique respiratory system has provided insights into the development of more efficient ventilation systems, while their thermoregulatory adaptations are informing research into cooling solutions for large-scale industrial applications. The mechanical efficiency of their movement, despite their massive size, has influenced the development of new algorithms for robotic locomotion and balance control. Their ability to support enormous weight while maintaining mobility has practical applications in the design of heavy machinery and transportation systems. Perhaps most significantly, titanosaur research has transformed our understanding of the relationship between body size and biological complexity. Their existence demonstrates that the upper limits of terrestrial animal size are far more flexible than previously thought, constrained not by simple physical laws, but by the intricate interplay of multiple biological systems. This understanding has important implications for predicting how modern species might adapt to changing environmental conditions. The study of how titanosaurs maintained their massive bodies in varying climatic conditions provides valuable insights into the adaptability of large organisms to environmental stress. Their sophisticated social behavior has forced a re-evaluation of assumptions about cognitive evolution and the development of complex social systems. The evidence of their social learning and cultural transmission of knowledge challenges traditional views about the capabilities of non-mammalian species. This has implications for our understanding of intelligence evolution and raises profound questions about the potential for complex cognition in modern reptiles. The discovery of their elaborate communication systems has influenced research into low-frequency sound propagation and animal communication networks, with applications in wildlife conservation and environmental monitoring. The environmental impact of titanosaurs offers sobering lessons for modern ecosystem management. Their role as ecosystem engineers, significantly influencing vegetation patterns and nutrient cycling, provides insights into the cascading effects of losing megafauna from modern environments. The study of how ecosystems adapted to and were shaped by these enormous creatures helps predict the long-term consequences of modern megafaunal extinctions. Their success in maintaining stable populations, despite their enormous resource requirements, offers lessons in ecosystem carrying capacity and sustainable resource utilization. Looking to the future, what more might we learn from these extraordinary creatures? New technologies continue to reveal previously unknown aspects of titanosaur biology and behavior. Advances in molecular paleontology hold the promise of understanding their physiology at the biochemical level. Improved imaging techniques might reveal more details about their soft tissue anatomy and internal organ systems. What other secrets might their fossils hold that could inform solutions to modern challenges? The story of titanosaurs reminds us of the remarkable plasticity of life and its ability to find solutions to seemingly impossible challenges. Their existence proves that what we consider biological limits are often just limitations in our understanding. As we face modern challenges like climate change and ecosystem degradation, could the study of these ancient giants provide unexpected solutions? How might their adaptations inspire new approaches to sustainable technology and ecosystem management? In the end, titanosaurs represent more than just a fascinating chapter in Earth's history. They stand as testament to life's incredible ability to innovate and adapt, pushing the boundaries of what we think possible. Their study continues to yield new insights and raise new questions, demonstrating that even millions of years after their extinction, these remarkable creatures still have much to teach us about life's potential and the fundamental principles that govern living systems on our planet. What other lessons might they hold for humanity's future challenges? The answers may lie waiting in the rocks, waiting for new technologies and approaches to reveal them.